Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney Plus. On this episode, we are going back to the early 90s as we take a look at Blank Check. And stay tuned for our bonus story as we take a look at the history of Partners Federal Credit Union. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Blank Check. This movie was released on February 11th, 1994. It was directed by Rupert Wainwright. The screenplay was by Colby Carr and Blake Snyder. The production company was Walt Disney Pictures, and it was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. The budget for this movie was $13 million, and it did a box office return of $39 million. So in terms of the production, the movie was actually filmed in Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas, Texas. The castle that Preston buys in the film is actually the Pemberton Castle in Austin, Texas. The theme park that they shot at is actually shot at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. And the bank featured in the movie is the historical Alamo National Bank. In terms of the cast, so we have Karen Duffy, who plays Shay Stanley. Brian Bonzel, who plays Preston Waters. Miguel Ferrer, who plays Carl Quigley. Miguel Lerner, who plays Edward Bitterman. Tone Locke, who plays Juice. James Ruhorn, who plays Fred Waters. And Jane Atkinson, who plays Sandra Waters. In terms of the plot, 12-year-old Preston Waters is tired of his pain-in-the-butt brothers and his stingy parents. One day, rich, convicted money launderer Carl Quigley nearly kills him in a parking lot and gives him a blank check by mistake. So, he boots up his computer and makes the check for $1 million, adopts the pseudonym of Mr. Macintosh, and gets to spending. But Quigley wants his money back, and it was supposed to be cashed by another man in a money laundering scheme. And now Preston faces the dilemma of keeping up the facade while he also has Quigley and his goons after him to get their money back. And will Preston learn how the real value of money is? So in terms of trivia, there is a bit of controversy with this movie as the appropriateness of the scene with the kiss between Preston and Shay. The issue is that Brian Bonzel was 12 years old at the time, and at the age of filming, and Duffy was 31, and it just calls into question the appropriateness of the scene. In terms of recommending this movie is a perfect 90s movie where the story will often take a back seat to the gags. The story is very loose with not much depth, but it does require the audience to suspend their disbelief quite a bit. I think this movie is perfect for preteen audiences, but in terms of a general audience, I think there are much better movies, such as Home Alone and The Mighty Ducks, which kind of takes this combination of story but funny gags and is a much better blend than this one. So in terms of our bonus story, we're going to take a look at the history of Partners Federal Credit Union. So this is a federal credit union with its headquarters located in Burbank, California. It is a non-profit financial institution that offers memberships to employees and cast members of the Walt Disney Company. So in terms of the history, the credit union was formed in 1968 at the request of a group of cast members who worked at Disneyland. When it was first created, it was called the DRC Federal Credit Union, and DRC stood for the Disneyland Recreational Club. The first office of the main branch was located between a couple of rooms behind the Main Street camera shop, so it was actually located in Disneyland. Al Yee was the first member who was an accountant for Disney. During the 1970s, the office was moved to a double-wide temporary building decorated with a contemporary studio look, and it was located in the center of the backstage area behind Main Street, USA. At the end of 1977, the office was relocated near Harbor Boulevard in the north of the original employee entrance. Further on in the 70s, it changed its name to the Disneyland Employees Federal Credit Union, but changed once again in the 80s at the request of Michael Eisner, who did not want Disneyland to be used in the title. It was then changed to its current name, Partners Federal Credit Union. Partners would merge with Visa Federal Credit Union in 2007 to create another partnership. So in terms of membership of this credit union, originally membership was limited to Walt Disney Company employees working in Orange County. However, in 2001, the membership expanded to any member of the Walt Disney Company working in the United States. So when I worked for Disney World, I was actually a member of this credit union, and all of my bank deposits and all of my pay stubs or paychecks were deposited into this account. So it was nice and convenient for employees who worked for Disney because they were able to take care of you, as well as they were able to set up an account, especially for international cast members. So definitely think this is a valuable part of Disney history. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to please leave a comment below on what they think of the movie Blank Check, as well as if you are a Disney cast member and have any stories or kind of interesting tales you want to tell about Partners Federal Credit Union, I would love to hear your story. And as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to take a look at a historical drama as we take a look at Belle. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.